Hey, this is Raulh at Please Act Right. Women are now going out of their way to do more and more things to prove to themselves and to the world that they don't need us men anymore. Now they're making TikTok videos showing that they can change tires all on their own, and saying that she's able to do it even wearing Crocs, that men are officially canceled. Well, here's a woman that changed her own tire, but it didn't quite go as planned. Now before we get started, here's a 30-second word from our sponsor. Check this out. Studies show our appearances directly affect our mental health. Many anti-aging supplements found on store shelves try to capitalize on that, but most of them, they fall short. This is because they fail at targeting the root of the problem. That's why I highly recommend Health Act Right. As we get older, our skin needs more help with producing collagen. Now, I'm right around the corner from 60 years old, so trust me, I know. This collagen quickly restores youthfulness in your skin. It helps combat wrinkles and does so better than anything else I've ever used. And I've tried quite a few. Imagine how good your skin could look this summer using it. It also helps with joint health. If you've been looking for a great way to look and feel your best, you'll love Health Act Right. Get up to 51% off for the next 24 hours by going on to healthactright.com or by visiting the link down below. Grab a bag right now. Come on, y'all. Let's get healthy. Okay, fellas, what's wrong with this picture? Notice that the tire is spinning as she's trying to loosen the lug nuts by standing on the tire iron with her foot. She's done this multiple times and she hasn't figured out why it keeps happening. So she puts her hands on her hips and she's frustrated. But have no fear, man to the rescue. Listen to the guy in the background.
Let the jack down some. Tire keeps spinning, you gotta jack up the car.
If you couldn't hear him, he said, let the jack down, that's why the tire keeps spinning. And he keeps right on walking. This is exactly what women been asking for. Men are no longer gonna help women physically do anything that needs to be done because today's modern day women said, I don't need a man. He gave us some verbal advice and kept it moving. Then she writes on the screen, gives advice from a distance, but doesn't come take over. Why does he have to come and take over? Women are claiming that they don't need men, so handle it on your own. This is exactly what today's modern women are asking for, independence away from men. And the guy who walked by behind her without helping her was more than happy to comply. Now fellas, tell me what's wrong with this picture. She's got all of her weight on her foot on the tire iron. If this tire iron slips off, this is one way to severely hurt yourself. I mean, she could break her ankle, break her knee, or even fall and break her leg or her hip. Well, she keeps working at it, and she finally gets the tire off when the second guy asks her if she needs help.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
I got it.
All right, man.
Now she writes on the screen that she's ignoring him, hoping he'll go away. Of course, because now you got the tire off. Why didn't she say she was ignoring the first guy? See, she expected him to come and take over, because now she got the tire off. So why not just let the second guy come over and take over? Because now she has proven she can do it without a man. But in reality, she still needed a man. The guy that walked by told her she had to let the jack down in order to keep the wheel from spinning so she could get the lug nuts loose. That's why she got it done. She still needed the help of a man. Now, what would have happened if she couldn't get those lug nuts loose? When the second guy asked if she needed help, I guarantee you, she would have said yes. So you know what that is, right? She wants help when she can't do it. But when she can do it, I don't need a man. In other words, when she can't do it herself, she wants to be treated like a damsel in distress. But when she can do it, leave me alone, I can do it on my own with an attitude. Now, here's the fun part. The majority of these women are walking around today saying that they're strong and independent. Do they actually know what independence means? Now here's the follow-up video that she made referring to the previous video when she was changing the tire, when someone wrote, well, if your tires keep popping, maybe you need a man. Now, of course, you don't need a man just because your tires keep popping. But let's see what she has to say.
It's a very ignorant comment to address a few things. Number one, I'm from New Orleans. And we say baby all the time. Like, that's not to be disrespectful. In fact, none of the men in that video were disrespectful. I said it in the previous video, but I'm very grateful for all the help. The point of it was that as a woman, anytime I've ever attempted to change my tire, a man has always came over and just taken over the job. I don't mind the help, but for men paying attention to this, if you want to help women, I recommend that you ask first. And if she doesn't know, like, ask her, like, you know what you're doing? Like, do you want me to help you? Do you want me to give you some tips? Like,
see, you hear this nonsense? Ask her if she needs help first before you take over. See, back in my day, men did not allow women to do this kind of work. We didn't have to ask them if they wanted help. We just walk over and say, step to the side, miss, and I'll help you do this. I don't want you to hurt yourself. And what women did back then, they got the hell out of the way and they let us do it. And they were grateful for it. But these modern women today, help me if I can't do it, but leave me alone if I can. None of us men are gonna try to figure out which pistons your brain cells are firing on at that moment. Just like the gentleman that gave her the advice and kept it moving, that's exactly what men are gonna start doing nowadays. Either you want the man's help or you don't. Bottom line, if you don't ask us, we're not gonna volunteer to do anything for you, especially if we don't know you. What these women fail to understand is this: a man does not benefit from helping you. You benefit from the man helping you. So why should we try to cater to what might be rolling around in your head to do manual labor for you? She wants help, but with stipulations. Woman, please.
Speaking of, I'm not always popping my tire. Like, what? I live in New Orleans. The streets fight back. And then I don't buy new tires. I buy used tires, so they don't last, for obvious reasons. Like, I cannot afford to just be buying racks of tires. Like, if you want to, again, my Cash App was in the caption. Like, help me out. It's not necessary. I can get a used tire for $20. Like, it's all good. And it'll last me for a year or two, so.
Now, I don't know her, but this is exactly what happens with these strong and independent women. They claim that they're so independent while everything is going well. But the minute something goes wrong, now they're open for us to help them out. This woman doesn't even have $20 to replace her tire. And she's saying, instead of criticizing me, send me the money to pay for it. Okay. So to all the strong and independent women out there, this is your future. Men are not gonna help women because they claim that they don't need us. Understand this one thing: as far as basic survival is concerned, men do not need women. But women, at some point, will need a man. Don't believe me? See how she's standing on the tire iron? Even if it slips off and she doesn't hurt herself, she can strip the heads on that bolt. If that happens, chances are she's not going to be able to get it to grip enough to get the bolt off, no matter how strong she is. I've had this happen to me many times with those one-arm tire arms. Once the bolt's stripped, you either have to take it to the shop where they have to use a special socket to get it off, or you're going to have to cut it off. Either way, she's not going to be able to do it. She's going to have a man do it. And before any of the women out there say there are women mechanics out there, I know that's true. But what shops do they work in that's close to her where she can get that particular shop to take that bolt off? And it's going to have to be towed there. When the tow truck shows up, who's going to jump out of the truck, a man or a woman? Chances are it's going to be a man, which means now she needs a man to help resolve this issue. So I went on TikTok and look at these different women proud that they're able to change a tire by themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, it's great that a woman can change a tire on her own, but if you're doing it just to prove that you don't need a man, trust me when I tell you, if you keep having to change tires, at some point, you're gonna run into a problem that you're not gonna be able to handle on your own, and calling another woman is not gonna help. Check this out. This woman decided she's gonna make a TikTok video showing women how to change a tire and making like it's not that hard. Now, if everything goes right, she won't have any real problems. But here's the biggest issue with her video. At the end of the video, watch her put the lug nuts on with her fingers and then say, and that's how you change a tire.
And this is how you change a flat tire. Let's go on home.
And she lets the jack down and the video goes off. She never shows women that you have to tighten the lug nuts with the lug nuts wrench, nor did she show the proper way to do it. There are some women out there who will see her video and think you just put the nuts on, finger tight, let the car down, throw the tire iron in the trunk, and drive away. So what happens when she drives down the street? The tire's gonna wobble and probably fall off. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Let me tell you who I feel sorry for. The women who don't say, I don't need a man, but they get stranded with a flat tire. More and more men are not gonna help women. So she's gonna get passed over because men don't know which woman is which. So for the women out there who don't mind having a man change a tire for you, you may have to ask a man to do it for you. In the near future, you're gonna see more and more of these women doing tasks that are physical labor, proving that they don't need us men. And as a man, I can say this, cool. Change that tire if you want to. Do it by yourself. Us men, we look at it like this. Less physical labor for us to do. So knock yourself out. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these 2 videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel. I have plenty of videos there. Go ahead. Don't be scared.